A single battery of howitzers in a high-intensity conflict consumes more shells in 2 days than an entire nation produces in a month. This parity gap between consumption and production forces a radical shift from just-in-time logistics back to mass industrial-scale manufacturing. The standard 155mm shell consists of 4 critical components. These are the high-strength steel body, the energetic explosive fill, the precision timing fuse, and the modular propellant charges required to launch the projectile out of the gun barrel. Forging the shell body requires specialized high-quality steel heated to over 1,000 degrees Celsius. This material must be free of microscopic inclusions to ensure it can withstand the extreme internal pressure during the explosive launch phase without fracturing. After forging, the steel undergoes quenching and tempering to achieve a specific hardness. This balance prevents the shell from breaking in the barrel while ensuring it shatters into lethal fragments of the correct size upon detonation at the target. Machining these bodies requires high-precision lathes capable of maintaining tight tolerances. Any imbalance in the wall thickness will cause the shell to wobble in flight, drastically reducing accuracy and potentially damaging the rifling of the expensive howitzer barrel. The primary explosive fill is usually a composition of trinitrotoluene and research department explosive. Both chemicals rely on a complex global supply chain for precursors like concentrated nitric acid, which is often diverted to the commercial fertilizer industry. Global trinitrotoluene production is constrained by environmental regulations and the decommissioning of older plants. Only a handful of facilities worldwide remain capable of meeting sudden surges in demand, creating a significant upstream bottleneck for ammunition manufacturers. Energetic material manufacturing is a slow and hazardous process. Cooling and curing cycles for a single batch of shells can take several hours to complete safely. Rushing this process can lead to air bubbles that cause the shell to explode prematurely. The propellant bottleneck centers on nitrocellulose, a highly flammable compound. It is derived from specialized wood pulp or cotton linters through a precise nitration process. Without enough nitrocellulose, shells remain at the factory because they cannot be launched. Cotton linters are the short fibers left on seeds after ginning and are the preferred raw material for propellant. Their supply is tied to global agricultural yields and textile market fluctuations, making defense production vulnerable to crop failures or trade disputes. Modular charge systems have replaced traditional bagged propellant. These allow for faster automated firing, but require complex combustible casings made from nitrocellulose-based felt. Manufacturing these rigid cases is an additional technical hurdle that limits throughput. Fuse production is a microelectronics and precision mechanical challenge. These components must survive forces of 30,000 times gravity during launch, while remaining functional to detonate at a specific altitude or upon contact with a hard surface. Supply chains for fuses are often single-sourced. A shortage of a specific timing chip or a small mechanical detonator can stall the final assembly of thousands of shells, regardless of how many steel bodies are ready in the warehouse. Expanding production capacity involves lead times of 18 to 24 months for specialized machinery. These massive hydraulic presses and vertical lathes are not sitting on shelves and must be custom-built, making rapid scaling impossible in the short term. Defense contractors face a business dilemma. Investing billions in new assembly lines requires long-term, multi-year purchase guarantees from governments. Without these contracts, companies risk building expensive factories that will sit idle if the geopolitical situation stabilizes unexpectedly. Quality control is exhaustive. X-ray inspections are used to detect air bubbles or cracks in the explosive fill. Any defect could cause a barrel explosion, which destroys a multi-million-dollar howitzer and endangers the lives of the artillery crew. Cold forging techniques are being explored to reduce energy consumption and material waste. However, transitioning established production lines requires extensive recertification of the final product to ensure the aerodynamic and ballistics properties remain identical to the hot-forged versions. The reality of mineral dependencies adds another layer of vulnerability. Specialized scrap steel and chemical additives often come from regions with unstable trade relations. Any disruption in these raw material flows can halt shell production within weeks. Logistics also pose a hurdle. Transporting massive quantities of Class 1 explosives requires specialized infrastructure and adherence to strict international safety protocols. This limits the number of ports and rail lines that can handle the volume needed for mass-scale warfare. Modern artillery shells are increasingly smart. They incorporate global positioning system guidance kits that replace standard fuses. While these increase accuracy and reduce the number of shells needed per target, they add significant cost and electronic manufacturing complexity. These guidance kits require rare earth elements and high-precision manufacturing environments. This further narrows the pool of qualified sub-tier suppliers, as only a few specialized electronics firms can produce components that meet military-grade vibration and heat standards. Workforce shortages in specialized trades like heavy machining and energetic chemistry prevent existing plants from running three-shift operations. Training new personnel to handle hazardous explosives and high-precision tools takes months of supervised experience. Standardization across different nations remains an issue. Variations in tolerances and propellant chemistry can affect the range and accuracy of identical gun systems. This lack of true interoperability complicates the logistics of multinational defense coalitions. The shift toward insensitive munitions is a major safety advancement. These shells are designed not to explode when hit by fragments or fire. However, achieving this stability requires more complex chemical formulations that are harder to manufacture than older designs. Strategic reserves of raw materials, like concentrated nitric acid and specialized steel billets, are being rebuilt globally. These stockpiles act as a buffer against future supply chain shocks, ensuring that production can continue even if international trade is interrupted. Large-scale shell production is a volume business, where profitability depends on maximizing throughput. Companies must minimize the reject rate of finished units because the high cost of raw materials makes every scrapped shell a significant financial loss. Automation is the primary driver for future efficiency. Robotic arms handle the heavy shell bodies, and automated sensors monitor the pour rate of explosives. This reduces the risk to human workers while ensuring consistent quality across millions of units. Environmental considerations in chemical processing plants often lead to lengthy permitting phases. Expanding or building new propellant facilities requires rigorous assessments of wastewater treatment and air emissions, which can delay factory openings for several years. The aging infrastructure of many state-owned ammunition plants necessitates massive capital expenditures. Simply maintaining current output levels requires replacing decades-old equipment before any meaningful expansion can occur to address the global shortage. Defense companies are increasingly adopting digital twin technology to model production flows. This allows them to identify hidden bottlenecks in the assembly process virtually before they manifest on the physical factory floor, saving time and resources. Total ownership cost for a shell includes more than just the unit price. It includes the long-term storage in climate-controlled bunkers and the eventual decommissioning costs of energetic materials that reach the end of their safe shelf life. Research into alternative propellants that do not rely on cotton linters is underway. While wood pulp is a viable substitute, these new formulas require years of ballistic testing to ensure they do not cause excessive barrel wear or erratic pressure spikes. Machine tool availability is a global constraint. Many of the same vertical lathes used for machining shells are also in high demand for the aerospace and automotive industries, creating a bidding war for the limited production capacity of tool manufacturers. Surge capacity requires a warm industrial base. This means factories must be kept running at a minimum viable rate, even during periods of peace. Restarting a cold factory from zero can take years as skills are lost and machinery degrades. Lead nitrates and other priming compounds represent a tiny fraction of the total shell weight, but are absolutely vital. These chemicals initiate the detonation sequence. A shortage of these specialized primers makes the entire shell assembly useless. Shipping containers for ammunition are specialized items. They are designed to prevent sympathetic detonation between rounds during transport. This means an explosion in one shell is contained, preventing a chain reaction that would destroy an entire transport ship or train. The 155mm shell has become the de facto currency of modern land warfare. Its production capacity is now a key metric of national power, used by analysts to determine the long-term combat sustainability of different nations. Price inflation for raw materials like sulfuric acid and specialized scrap metal has driven the unit cost of shells significantly higher. Governments must now budget far more for the same volume of ammunition they purchased just a decade ago. Intellectual property rights for shell designs can slow down the licensing process for foreign nations. Building local production lines requires the transfer of highly sensitive technical data packages, which involves complex legal negotiations and national security reviews. Modernized factories are moving toward modular manufacturing blocks. These can be quickly replicated in different geographic locations. This strategy diversifies supply risk and allows for a more rapid response to localized disruptions in the global defense market. Scrap metal recycling plays a role in the circular economy of defense. Spent brass casings and damaged shell bodies are reprocessed into high-grade forging steel, reducing the reliance on virgin iron ore and lowering the overall carbon footprint of production. Digital inventory tracking ensures that fuses and propellant charges are used within their shelf life. This prevents the buildup of unreliable old stock and allows logistics officers to prioritize the distribution of components that are closest to their expiration date. Strategic partnerships between government and private industry are essential for funding research. These collaborations focus on next-generation long-range projectiles that can fly further and hit more accurately, reducing the total number of shells required for a mission. The technical limit of current artillery is being pushed by shells with ramjet or rocket assistance. While these extend the range to over 80 kilometers, they are far more complex to manufacture, essentially turning a simple shell into a precision-guided missile. Maintenance of gun barrels is a secondary bottleneck. High rates of fire with high-velocity shells cause rapid heat degradation and rifling wear. A factory can produce 1,000,000 shells, but they are useless if the artillery pieces are in the shop for barrel replacement. Final assembly remains the point where all subsystems converge. It requires highly synchronized delivery schedules from hundreds of different component suppliers. A delay in a simple O-ring or washer can halt the entire plant output for days. Real-time monitoring of factory floors using Internet of Things sensors allows managers to adjust production speeds. They can optimize energy use or schedule maintenance during natural lulls in the arrival of raw chemical shipments from international suppliers. Scalability is not just a hardware problem, but a regulatory one. Safety zones around explosive plants restrict how closely new buildings can be constructed. Expanding a plant often requires buying up vast tracts of surrounding land to maintain a safe blast radius. Solving the production bottleneck requires a holistic approach. It must address chemical precursors, precision machining, and long-term financial commitments. Only by stabilizing the entire supply chain can global defense partners ensure a steady and reliable supply of artillery shells.